a privilege to work for the Choctaw Nation and all the good work that they do in the communities. It's always something new. I'm proud to be Choctaw, and I'm proud to continue living out the traditions, heritage.
I'm so very proud that our people have a caring, loving heart, that no matter what happens, that we're going to be resilient, we're going to be strong, but yet we're going to be loving and caring in how we approach it. So that type of culture, I think that type of connection, truly I believe Resistol, the Western life, is faith family culture.
On this episode of Resistol's Beneath the Brim, we're in Durant, Oklahoma at the headquarters of Choctaw Nation. And behind me is the Choctaw Cultural Center, where they offer a meaningful journey through time, culture, and community. Chief, let's talk about the Cultural Center, the importance of it, and kind of the lay of the land of this extraordinary place.
Well, it's just been a lifelong event of ours to be able to tell our story. And to me, it's the first time ever that we get to tell our story from our perspective. But it's also to show our way of life from where we came from to where we are today. You can tell, I mean, gaming was a big thing for us to hunt our game and be able to use the hides and everything else. We were very resourceful people. And so it's about being conservationists and who we are and how have always been rooted with our land and our people. And then you start saying we have our more of a modern house. This is the beginning of how we started coming together as a society. All these treaties will show, you know, the Treaty of Hopewell, you think that, man, we're going to move forward. We've got this, and then we would get hit with something, you know, that they did not fulfill the treaty. I mean, when we came across the Trail of Tears, they would give a handful of corn for the entire family to eat on that entire day. Trail of Tears is, you know, we shed a lot of tears on that trail. And can you imagine burying your child? But you can't stay. You got to keep walking. There's no time for mourning. But at the same time, they have this spirit of hope. We've got to get to the other side to be a better place for our family, you know, for our grandkids and all those things. All these sacrifices that we're making, you know, has got to be for a reason. As Native Americans, we always say you think about the next 7 generations. It's not that we have the answer, but it's a mindset and a heart set again of what we're trying to accomplish and then land those values. That's the reason why I love the Western way of life, because it's all principally and value driven about who we are. We always come back to our faith and our family and our culture.
And now as we walk into this room, it's a little more bright, it's a little more modernized in a sense of you guys really came a long ways.
This is after we got here to Oklahoma. You can see that's our capital that is still there today at Tuskahoma. Okla is people, Homa is red, and so land of the red people. That's what Oklahoma stands for. Tuskahoma is, Tuska is warrior. Homa again is red warrior. So we have a red warrior statue there. When we came across the Trail of Tears and got here to Indian Territory before it became Oklahoma, the first things that we did is we built churches and we built school systems. We knew that we need to be educated. We knew we need to be trained. This is a replication of Wheelock, a school for females that's down in the Millerton area, McCurtain County here. This is where a new one of our modern homes. And so, if you will, you can feel the lifting of your spirit as you come in here because we're here. This is home for us now. When we would go across Trail of Tears, wherever we would throw the spear and it would lean, that's the way we would go. And in front of our headquarters, it leans towards the building, and then right in front of the building, it stands straight. And the reason why it stands straight is we are home. This is where we belong. I go from solemn, somber, sad, to excited, to opportunities that we have in the future, as long as we stay true to who we are.
How do you see this center shaping the next generation's of Choctaw's leadership and identity?
Well, to me, it's already shaping them because they know more about our culture. They know what we stand for. They know our values. Any race of people, if you know where you come from, you're more confident. So I think it's already making that impact, and I hope it continues making that impact for many generations to come.
When visitors come to see the Choctaw story, what is something you really want them to take away from this experience?
Well, the words that come to my mind is Chatasia Hoki, which is I am Choctaw. I am proud to be Choctaw. That's who I am, and I'm so proud that that's the blood that runs through my veins. In 2007, Chief Powell retired as the chief, and so I fulfilled his unexpired term. But before that, in 1987, I went to work as a purchasing clerk in our purchasing department, and I went to our housing, built about 2,000 homes there, then went to our health system, was able to build the first ever tribally funded health system. We went from about 300 employees to about 1,000 employees there. And then in 2007, Chief Powell asked me to become the assistant chief, and one of the first things he asked was to develop an economic development plan. That's where we built our first tower here in Durant. We built 3 other casinos. It's about a $385 million project. In 2014, I became chief, and just been an honor to serve. Since that time, we've grown from 6,500 employees to about 13,500, have about 151 different businesses that we run within the Choctaw Nation, and about 170 plus different programs that we provide services to our Choctaw people. And we're very fortunate that, we're a government, so we are able to raise our own dollars to provide services to our people, so we don't tax. We do it through revenue, and that's the reason why we have the businesses and we have the great partnership with Resistol. There's always been wonderful people in my life that has helped me. Had a brother that committed suicide. My mom and dad divorced. He ended up having an accident that was paralyzed him from the chest down. It's not a sad story. It's a story of resilience and strength, I think, and that's who our Choctaw people are. And that's what I always wanted to do, is just give back. I just wanted to help. And so I never had aspirations of being the chief, but I feel blessed to be the chief. We help grow our communities, and we're helping grow our area, meaning Southeastern Oklahoma, and North Texas. So it's just been a blessing just to be a part of that and be able to give back. I think you have to be empathetic to be a good servant leader. And not only that, but you should treat people the way you want to be treated, right? We had begun the revitalization of our culture. To me, what we're wanting to do is break the cycle for our people. The tribe is doing better than ever before, but some of our people are still struggling. But we're wanting to help them, give them the tools so that they can break that cycle of poverty, domestic violence, alcoholism, all those things that we as Native Americans have been plagued with. We want to eradicate that. And so that's a huge focus for me. One of the things that we're trying to do is to grow our revenue for the Choctaw Nation, again, because we want to make sure to sustain our tribe for the future and service delivery to our people. But I'm going to align with partners that has the same values as we do. Faith is a very important part to me. I believe one of the greatest gifts I've ever been given is grace and salvation. And I think that if we can give that same love, grace, and mercy to other people, that's what's going to connect us. However, that's not all that we are. We say faith. And so we do believe in God. We believe in Jesus as our Savior, but all of those things makes us connected to one another. We believe in the circle. Everything that you touch, that's the reason why this medallion is important. When you do something here, it affects something somewhere else. And so you just have to be very aware and mindful of all of your surroundings. One of the things within the Choctaw Nation that we do is we focus on revenue, is sustainability of the tribe. And so it's very important that we are very business minded. So we're very strategic, and we have a very due diligence process that we go through when we're looking at how we partner with people. Like I said, we're very value driven, as I mentioned earlier before, but also it has to make good business sense too. So we have to look at the financials. We do our due diligence, as I said earlier, in making sure that the partners are good partners for us within the Choctaw Nation. And so I see great opportunity for us to align with people that has the same values for us, to grow not only our organization, our tribe, but also to grow like Resistol and your fan base and your customer base and all those types of things. I think when you can get alignment on those things, then I think the world is full of opportunity for us and for you. At the end of the day, we have to produce revenue. If we do not produce revenue, then we're not able to sustain our tribe. I mean, just to give you a history, the federal government used to give us per capita payments. And guess what happened when they quit giving us per capita payments? We were uneducated, we were dependent upon them for housing, for every way of life. And so to be resilient, to be strong, to be that Choctaw proud, we have to generate revenue.
All the good times that come from more me time. All the wonder of what the night could bring. All the energy to turn your world around. It's all here, where simply walking in feels like a win. Get away to it all at Choctaw Casino and Resort Durant.
For nearly 100 years, Resistol has crafted more than hats. They've shaped a legacy. From father to son, mother to daughter, these cowboy hats carry something deeper. A legacy built on hard work, trust, and knowing what really matters. Every Resistol hat carries forward what generations have known. The value of integrity, the strength of family, and the wisdom that comes from working this land. Because a true cowboy hat isn't just worn, it's earned.
Ask any almond farmer, and they'll tell you. Greatness takes commitment and heart. It takes knowing no orchard was ever successful without patience and hard work, and surrounding yourself with good people. After all, that's how we got our start. It didn't happen overnight, but with passion for our work and a determination to care for our own, we became the company we always envisioned, built by growers for growers, a place with global reach and a friendly, small-town feel. We do it by tending to the little things, like always showing our hand and lending it in time of need, making sense of the numbers, but never treating people like one, everyday moments that feel like big gestures, honesty and integrity, consistency, putting everything we have into every almond we deliver, quietly going above and beyond for the benefit of others, looking out for each other and for the next generation of growers. This is Minturn, who we are, who we'll always be, growers and processors of quality California almonds. Ask any of us and we'll tell you. It's the little things that make a big difference.
Welcome to Choctaw Casino and Resort, where the thrill of winning meets world-class comfort in the heart of southeastern Oklahoma.
It's our largest flagship property. We love it here. It's over 7,000 games, over 1,700 hotel rooms, so it's quite an undertaking to make this place come alive every night.
Erica, you're Chief Brand Officer. We're here on the floor in Durant, Oklahoma at Choctaw Casino. Talk about the importance of the branding and your partnership.
What's important to us is that we partner with Tier A partners to get out the message, let people know like, hey, if you've never experienced it, even if you're at a golf tournament or at a rodeo, we want to give the game-like experience at every partnership we have. So we do want everything to be an experience, whether it's your steakhouse experience, whether it's your gaming experience. We want everything to be a memorable experience that you just can't feel like you can get anywhere. If you're here, we want you to have an experience that you feel good about.
Your influencer program is quite impressive and it's done really well for you guys. Yep. Talk about that.
So our influencer program started back in, I think, 2017. And what happened was we started with some really small test markets, right? Like, should we do gaming influencers or content creators? Should we do lifestyle? As it's evolved over the last, almost 9 years, we've evolved with it, right? Creators have changed, we've changed with them. The ways that people consume content and mediums, we've also tried to grow with them. And so we've really capitalized on some organic relationships that we feel are sustainable, and that those people can talk about us in a trusted way to their audiences, where they're capturing things that we may not see, because to them, they're also creating lenses through the content of what we want it to be taken as, but that's not something always that the brand can do.
Your partnerships are very important to you guys, so let's walk over to another part of the casino and talk about that.
Let's go see it.
You have some exciting partnerships, Erica. What do you look for when you're going to find these partners, and how do you know if they're a fit for Choctaw?
The one thing we look for is that partners, it's mutually beneficial and it's a good fit for both of us. A lot of times people just say, oh, I want a partnership because it's big or it's flashy, but we really want something that's intentional. We want people to come in and say, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Like, now that I'm here, this partnership makes a lot of sense. When they're in a sports bar watching a game, seeing, our logo on the Stars or Mavs or Rangers games, they also get to see or experience that in a way where we're using the IP rights, we're using the rights of the marks of these teams to be intentional with our services as well.
Well, on the flip side of things, for our industry, I know you guys have been really intentional in the Western world and the athletes you have chosen there. Speak more to that.
Yeah, so I was really new to Western, absolutely first rodeo new in 2020. What happened was we really learned a lot by watching, not what happened in the dirt, but what happened outside the dirt. Who was being intentional with their families? Who was being intentional with their audience? And that's really how we figured out kind of some of the people we wanted to partner with, and those things have grown organically. And we've picked up some guys along the way that are from the area, from the reservation, so they can speak about Choctaw in a really authentic way. And then having Don Gay, who found out he was a Choctaw Nation tribal member just a couple of years ago. Those things have just fallen into place. But I think with the Western world, you have to be authentic, because if not, people pick up on that really fast.
And you guys really value the relationships that you've built. I know you guys sponsor the bullfighters.
Choctaw as a nation has a warrior spirit, and so when the PRCA came to us and said, do you want to sponsor the bullfighters, we had a lot of open dialogue about what that looked like, the history of bullfighters, what those guys are doing every night to sacrifice themselves. We didn't want to just put a logo on a jersey. We wanted to design the jersey to have it have symbolism of the tribe, symbolism of the casino. The bullfighters also have opinions on what works, what's best for their athletic ability, what they like to wear, the colors they like to wear. So now we kind of lean into that. We want to make sure that they're proud to wear it, that they're putting it on every night with a sense of pride, and that we're representing them in a good way too.
Outside of rodeo life, you guys also have Choctaw beef. Like, you guys really partake in the agriculture, ranching, farming side of things as well.
We have hundreds of thousands of acres of agriculture land, whether it's a pecan farm, a beef processing plant, cattle ranches, Angus ranches. When you come into the casino, you never think that you're going to be eating Choctaw beef, while you're playing at in a Choctaw property. But that's absolutely what's happening.
Land is very important to us as Choctaw people. We lost our land. We're able to do everything from growing our crops to make sure we can feed our cattle, so that we can feed our families. We are stewards of the land, that we are connected to Mother Earth.
And that's really, one, authentic to and endemic to our way of life. But what's important more so to that is that we're preserving a way of life, for generations to come.
So when you obviously are standing here in what we call the league, the screens behind us, the players up on the wall, where the players play, I love that slogan. But you see people out on the casino floor room. What does that mean to you for being a part of this for so long?
Definitely a sense of pride, like everything is so intentional, like you said, from our artist on the wall. This is the art over here, it's a one-line drawing. So the artist, who's a Choctaw artist, D.G. Smalling, he never picks up the pen. Picking out the art for this league, making sure we had the best technology on 140 foot of screen, making sure that you could see a TV from every angle, making sure that when you walk in, you feel welcome. Those definitely career rewarding type projects that we get to be a part of here.
You have to surround yourself with good people, and when we say family, we truly are a family. I have employees I say employees, but really they are my my Choctaw family, and it really means a lot for me for them to want to do best for our people, their hearts in the right place. And so it just makes me proud that they are so proud of the accomplishments that not individually what we do, but collectively what we do together. We always say, together we're more.
Holly Toe. My name is Heidi Grant, and I have worked for the Choctaw Nation for 28 years.
My name is Shauna Williams. I've been with the Choctaw Nation for 20 years.
My name is Skylar Perkins. I'm the Senior Director of Slaughter Operations. I've been working for Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma for 23 years.
And my current role here at the Choctaw Nation is Senior Executive Officer of the Division of Commerce. That responsibility is over the revenue generation for the tribe. I currently oversee a portfolio of over 160 businesses for the Division of Commerce.
If there's anything that can generate another dollar, and that's another dollar the tribe's able to spend, whether or not it's scholarships, homes, providing new opportunities for tribal members. So that focus on the revenue is directly a focus on the tribe and what they're able to offer their members.
We get to see full circle how that money comes back and gives back to our tribal members and gives back to our communities. So it's not just about making a bottom line and making money for the tribe. We truly see what impact that has on our Choctaw Nation and our reservation.
I'm proud to be Choctaw, and I'm proud to continue living out the traditions, heritage. My grandmother beaded. I learned that from her, and so I proudly wear beadwork. I love wearing the ribbon skirts, and I love wearing Choctaw dress any chance I get. I think it's important to keep those traditions alive. It's important to remember where we came from. I work with a great team of writers, videographers, social media, PR professionals, and they do an incredible job of reaching our tribal members, our community members, our partners. It's a lot of responsibility to be that messenger, but I think the message is important, and the Choctaw Nation has a lot of stories to tell. We have a lot of stories to tell about where we came from, a lot of the history, a lot of the culture, a lot of the heritage. But it's also important to talk about what we're doing today and the direction we're going. It's a privilege to work for the Choctaw Nation and all the good work that they do in the communities. It's always something new, and I think the Choctaw Nation gets behind those. We have tribal members, not just in the reservation, but all over the country, all over the world, that are doing incredible things, and they're a connection to the tribe, to our people. And so we want to celebrate those stories too. I think the most important thing about the Choctaw Nation is we are still a living, thriving nation. I think a lot of people look at Indian tribes and they think it's something of the past. But it's also important to look at the progress we've made over the last 10, 15, 20, 30 years, because our tribe just keeps growing and we keep creating opportunities for our tribal members, for our community members, and our community extends far beyond southeastern Oklahoma. One of the ways that the Choctaw Nation, I think, uniquely does storytelling is investing in our artists. They're highlighting cultural elements, they're highlighting Choctaw people, they're highlighting landscapes. And I'm so proud to have been a part of that. And it ranges anywhere from painting to sculpture to beadwork, you name it. I think there's a big movement right now in fashion. And we have a lot of artists that are getting behind that. And that's just really exciting because, again, it's just a way of keeping those traditions alive and seeing how it evolves for future generations.
So when people leave any part of the Choctaw grounds, what's something you want them to take away?
A sense of pride, a sense of belonging, a sense that they can come here and be who they want to be and find something for them. And that doesn't mean just our consumers. That means if you're a tribal member, we want you to be proud of all the businesses we have. We want you to say, I work with pride to support this, and I'm making a livelihood for my children's children's children.
I think it always starts with the heart. I mean, you know, in the business world, most people start with the mind. And for me, you got to start with the heart. And I think you got to show your love, your grace, your mercy to everybody each and every single day. And you have to be aware. You never know when you see somebody that's walking along that just may need a good hello, a friendly smile, you know, things like that. That goes a long ways. And so you have to keep those that discipline, practice of that mindset and heart set each and every day. In the Choctaw Nation, the way that we say thank you is Yakoki, on behalf of the Choctaw Nation, we want to say, Yakoki!